I am now required to invite the HSR from Monarch subsidiaries to trial the psychosocial risk management tool that I have prepared and to conduct the psychosocial risk management process for two psychosocial hazards. Let us now invite HSR1 and HSR2 to participate in the meeting. Okay, good morning. Thank you both for taking the time to meet me today. As you know, we are here to trial a new psychosocial risk management tool. Our goal is to make sure that we are effectively identifying and managing psychosocial hazards across our subsidiaries. This meeting is a key part of that process.
Good morning. Thanks for having us. We are keen to see how this tool can help us on the ground.
Yeah, absolutely. It's good to be involved early in this process.
To start with, I'd like to briefly outline the legislative and organization framework we are operating within. Under the Work Health and Safety Act, we have a primary duty of care to ensure the health and safety of our workers, and this includes psychosocial health. We are also required to consult you as our HSRs on health and safety matters. Our organization policy commits us to provide a safe and healthy working environment, which means we must proactively identify, assess, and control risks to mental health, just as we would for physical risks. This tool is designed to help us meet these legal and organization requirements in a structured way.
That's a good reminder. It's not just about physical injuries anymore. The psychosocial side is just as important for our workers' well-being.
Exactly. Now, let me walk you through the tool itself. I have modified it from our standard risk assessment template to be more specific for psychosocial hazard. The structure is familiar. We shall start with the organization details, horizon outdoor construction solutions, and then move to the risk assessment. Key difference here is how we assess the risk. For psychosocial hazards, we need to pay special attention to the duration, frequency, and severity of exposure. For the duration, how long is the worker exposed? Is it a brief interaction or is it a persistent condition over months? For the frequency, how often does it happen? Is it daily, weekly, or occasionally? For severity, what is the potential impact? Is it causing minor stress or could it lead to a serious mental health issues like anxiety or depression? We then use these metrics to rank the risk as high, medium, or low, just like we do for physical hazards. After that, we select controls using the hierarchy of controls, starting with elimination and moving down to PPE, though for psychosocial hazards, administrative controls like better communication and training are often the most relevant. Finally, we assign responsibility and set the review date.
So the core process is the same, but we are thinking about the exposure differently. That makes sense.
Exactly right. Does that initial explanation make sense to you both?
It does. It seems quite logical to use the same risk framework we already know.
Great. Now I have pre-identified two psychosocial hazards in section 1 based on some initial feedback and observations. I would like to run them past you to confirm if they are relevant and applicable to the organization. The first hazard is related to high workload and tight deadlines. The second is bullying, where workers are unsure of their responsibilities and priorities. Does this ring true to the experience of the workers you represent?
Definitely, high workload is a common complaint, especially in our production team. They often have very tight deadline with very little flexibility.
Mm-hmm. And I can confirm the issue of role clarity. In our office, we have had instances where two people are doing the same task, or worse, nobody is doing a task because everyone thought it was someone else's job. It creates frustration.
Thank you. I'm glad we are aligned on this. I shall confirm these hazards as applicable for our risk management process today. Okay, let us work through the risk management of high workload and tight deadlines hazard using the tool. Now, to assess the risk, we shall consider the duration, frequency, and severity. HSR1, what are you seeing?
The frequency is daily. Our team have this deadline every single day to meet production target. The duration of the high pressure state often persists for a month or more during busy period. The severity is moderate to high. We are seeing increased staff turnover and a lot of people calling in sick with a stress related issue.
So based on that, daily frequency, sustained duration, and moderate to high severity, we shall rank this as a high risk. Now, what controls do we have in place? Let us evaluate their effectiveness.
Management sometimes approves over time, but that's just a band-aid. It tries to solve the problem by adding more work time, which can actually make the fatigue and stress worse. I wouldn't call it very effective.
I agree. It is more of a reactive measures than a proactive control. So we need to discuss and select some suitable new controls. Let us look at the hierarchy. HSR2, any ideas?
We've touched on this before. Could we look at substitution or engineering? Maybe we could redistribute the workload more evenly across the team, or perhaps management could look at the project scheduling process itself to set more realistic timelines. That feels more like an administrative control to me.
Yes, we could improve communication and training. I think manager could benefit from training and how to better plan and prioritize tasks and how to spot earlier signs of stress in their team.
Those are great ideas. To summarize, we are looking at three key administrative controls. Number one, redistribute workload fairly across teams. Number two, review project scheduling processes to set more achievable deadlines. And number three, provide training for managers on task planning, prioritization, and identifying stress in their teams. With these controls in place, we shall expect the risk to reduce. The severity could be reduced by making the workload more manageable and the frequency of the highest pressure periods reduced by better planning. We can consider the residual risk as medium. Now, for the monitoring and reviewing process, who should be responsible and what does it look like?
The relevant supervisors should be responsible for implementing these changes, but we, as the HSRS, should be consulted on them. We could conduct monthly check-ins on overload and stress levels. We could review the specific risk assessment in 3 months' time to see if the controls are actually having the direct outcome.
Excellent. So we shall schedule a review in 3 months with monthly informal checks in. We shall confirm the sign-off and consultation with workers. We are just about out of time, and I want to ensure we get your valuable feedback on the tool itself. It is just a trial, so your input is vital. First, HSR1, how do you find the tool practicality? Is it simple enough for workers and supervisors to use in consultation meeting?
The format is great. It used the same familiar structure which everyone knows. It encouraged an open discussion about tasks, about risk because it formalized the conversation. My main feedback is to ensure it includes prominent review date, the crucial to track ongoing effectiveness and prevent it from being a one-off exercise. I like to I like the clear heading and the font. It segment the section nicely.
Thank you. These are very useful points about the review dates. HSR2, from your perspective, do you feel the tool promotes a shared responsibility for psychosocial health?
I think it could. It's very practical, and the process we just went through is something we could easily replicate in team meeting. The key to emphasize that is it's not just for management, but a tool for everyone to use. It allows us to identify specific issues like role clarity and then assign responsibilities directly. This helps promote continuous improvement by making it an action-oriented document rather than a tick box exercise.
Excellent feedback. Thank you both. I shall make note of your suggestions to include more prominent review dates and to reinforce shared responsibility aspect in the training materials. Thank you for your time and insight today. This will really help us refine this too.